The life of Siddhartha Gautama, who became known as the Buddha, is a profound testament to the transformative power of self-discovery and compassion. Born into royalty, Siddhartha's journey from a sheltered prince to an enlightened teacher offers timeless lessons on the nature of suffering, the pursuit of inner peace, and the boundless potential for personal transformation. The sheltered prince, Siddhartha was born in the 5th century BCE in Lumbini, present-day Nepal, to King Suddhodana and Queen Maya. His birth was accompanied by auspicious signs, leading seers to predict that he would either become a great king or a revered spiritual leader. Determined to steer his son toward kingship, King Suddhodana ensured Siddhartha's life was filled with luxury and shielded from the harsh realities of the world. Within the palace walls, Siddhartha was provided with every conceivable comfort. He excelled in various arts and sciences, mastering archery, swordsmanship, and philosophy. At the age of 16, he married the beautiful princess Yasodhara, and they soon had a son named Rahula. Despite these joys, a profound sense of unease began to stir within Siddhartha. The 4 sights, curiosity about life beyond the palace led Siddhartha to venture outside its confines. On these excursions, he encountered 4 sights that would irrevocably change his perspective. An old man. Witnessing the frailty of old age, Siddhartha realized that aging was an inevitable part of life. A sick person, confronted with illness, he understood that suffering was a universal human experience. A corpse, seeing death firsthand, he became acutely aware of life's impermanence. An ascetic monk, observing a monk who had renounced its worldly pleasures in search of spiritual liberation, Siddhartha was inspired to seek a deeper understanding of existence. These encounters, known as the 4 sights, shattered Siddhartha's illusions about the permanence and satisfaction of worldly life. He realized that neither his royal status nor material wealth could shield him from the inevitable sufferings of aging, sickness, and death. The great renunciation, driven by a profound desire to find a solution to human suffering, Siddhartha made a momentous decision. At the age of 29, he renounced his princely life, leaving behind his wife, son, and the luxuries of the palace. This event, known as the Great Renunciation, marked the beginning of his quest for enlightenment. Siddhartha's departure was not just a physical act but a symbolic rejection of superficial pleasures in favor of a deeper, spiritual pursuit. He sought to understand the root causes of suffering and the path to true liberation. The ascetic path. Siddhartha initially sought guidance from renowned spiritual teachers of his time, mastering various meditative techniques. However, he found that these practices did not lead to the ultimate liberation he sought. Determined, he adopted extreme asceticism, subjecting himself to severe fasting and self-mortification. For 6 years, Siddhartha pushed his body to its limits, believing that denying physical needs would lead to spiritual awakening. His health deteriorated, and he became emaciated. Yet, enlightenment remained elusive. The middle way. Realizing that neither indulgence nor extreme asceticism brought him closer to his goal, Siddhartha embraced the middle way, a path of moderation that avoids both extremes. He accepted a meal from a village girl, Sujata, which restored his strength and symbolized his commitment to this balanced approach. The enlightenment. With renewed vigor, Siddhartha seated himself under a Bodhi tree in Bodhgaya, vowing not to rise until he attained enlightenment. He faced intense inner battles, confronting desires fears, and illusions. Through deep meditation, he gained profound insights into the nature of existence. He discovered the Four Noble Truths. The truth of suffering dukkha, life involves suffering and dissatisfaction. The truth of the origin of suffering. Samudaya, suffering arises from craving and attachment. The truth of the cessation of suffering. Nirada, there is a cessation of suffering, which is nirvana. The truth of the path to the cessation of suffering. Magga, the Eightfold Path leads to the end of suffering. With these realizations, Siddhartha attained nirvana. Becoming the Buddha, the Awakened One, he had achieved the ultimate freedom from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The first teaching, compelled by compassion, the Buddha sought to share his insights to alleviate the suffering of others. He traveled to Sarnath, where he delivered his first sermon to 5 former companions. This discourse, known as the Dhammacoppavarvant Sutta, or setting in motion the wheel of Dharma, introduced the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path consists of right understanding, comprehending the Four Noble Truths, right intent, cultivating pure and wholesome intentions, right speech, speaking truthfully and kindly, right action, acting ethically and without harm, right livelihood, engaging in work that does not cause suffering,